What up, guys? It's Grant's Comics here, and today we'll be reviewing the Expense number 3 out of 4. And obviously, I don't really want to get comics that is like in the middle of an unlimited series. But when I got this, I was like, I need to get this, even though it's 3 out of 4. But I do like unlimited series. Limited series because it's short, it's sweet, it's easy to collect, and so and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start reading in between the series, and I still gotta get the Expense 1, 2, and 4, but I have 3. Like I said, this is like in the middle of the series, short series, 4 issues, and I do love the cover. Obviously, it's Robita Draper right there, with a space helmet, ready to go in space. I like the color. I like everything about it, and this is just, to me, one of the coolest covers that I have. One of the coolest covers that I have, and it's an independent comic. It's by Boom Studios. Boom Studios, if you guys do not know, also made Enter the House of Slaughter, Something's Killing the Children, which I will read I will do a review on my next video after this one. But for now, we got the Expense. So before I started reading this issue, I wanted to watch the series, and the series has like 5 seasons. I'm binge watching. I'm watching the first episode, first season, and so far of that series, I kind of like it. Obviously, almost with any thing you watch, if it's the first episode or if it's the first movie, unless the first movie starts off good, then it's cool. Because I like, when it comes to first episodes of a TV show or something, I usually want a little bit of action, and the Expense of the first episode of the Expense, the first season, is slow. Let's just say it is slow. It has a few good parts on it. I think I watched like 8 minutes of it, and so far in those 8 minutes of the show, it's only one good part happened. And when I first saw the first scene of the first episode, I recognized Robita in the show. The actor who's portraying Robita, it looks like Robita in the comics, so that's cool. And it's just really, so far, I'm liking the TV show, and I do want to expand on the Expense comics, so I do want to get 1, 2, and 4, so I can read the series. And maybe if I do like the whole entire series, maybe hopefully the Expense has more stories, stuff like that, so I can continue watching it, if I can continue reading it. And I said before, and I'll say it again, I like, other than superheroes, other than Marvel, I like horror comics. I kind of like horror comics more than the horror movies, but I do appreciate horror movies. But when it comes to sci-fi, I like both. So I like the comics, and I like the TV shows or the movies and stuff like that. And so this is probably, other than the Alien franchise, this is my second sci-fi comic I ever have in my collection. My very first is obviously Alien, because I've been an Alien fan for a while, for a hot minute. I have a Predator comic, but I only have one. And I have Exo Manowar, which I also, if you guys haven't seen part 2 of the biggest comic book haul day ever, then I'll put it down below in the description, so you guys can check it out on what comics I got for free comic book day. So I'll put a link to part 1, and I'll put a link to the biggest comic book haul day part 2, so you guys can see all those comics I got for both of those parts. So like I said in the last video, or in my biggest comic book haul day part 1 video, there's gonna be like 5 parts. So the first part is the indies comic, or no, the free comic book day comics, and the last video, which is the biggest comic book haul ever, part 2, is indies. And then you're gonna have to see what part 3 is about once I review all the indies books that I showed you guys off on part 2 of the biggest comic haul ever. But I don't know what else to say with the Expanse, because a lot of stuff was going on, and like Robita got arrested for no reason. She met up with a guy named Bobby, or no, she met up with a guy named Cal. A lot of stuff was going on. She met a person named Bobby. She went to jail for no reason, and Cal wanted to bring Robita on a ship with him, going exploring. A lot of cool stuff was happening. And then towards the end, she heard a sound that sounded like a creature, stuff like that. So she decides to open like this big crate, and like towards the end where it says to be continued, she's like, oh my gosh. So I'm really curious to get the Expanse part 4, which is the last issue. I'm really curious what that thing that she saw towards the end of this issue is. So hopefully, if the next time I go to my local LCS, Enjoy Comics, hopefully they have the Expanse number 4, number 4, as well as if I hope they have the Expanse 1 and 2, so I can have the whole the Expanse series, and I will be reading them, and I'll be having them in my collection and stuff like that. Or maybe in 10 years I'll sell it. I don't know yet. Some comics I want to sell at this, like right now, as soon as I get it, because I don't like it. Some I'll keep for a little bit, for like 10 years, and if I still want it, I'll keep it for another 10, maybe the rest of my life. And if I don't feel comfortable with it in 10 years, then I'll sell it, stuff like that. But anyways, this is not really a review. It's more of me complaining or venting about the Expanse TV show and what I think about the TV show and this issue, with a little hint of what the story is about. But if you guys want to get this, here's the cover. Here's what it looks like. The Expanse number 3 out of 4. I'll put, I'm sure I'll put the title on the description and stuff like that, so you guys can check it out for yourselves. But anyways, that's gonna be it right now. Make sure you like this video, comment whatever you want to comment on this video, and subscribe to Grant's Comics if you guys haven't, and that'll be it. Alright.